It's Market Movers on a Friday, and we are getting right into things. We have the CEO and founder with us, Alex Kane. Alex, we've been talking about the Phillies and how they have been ruining my entire life as we take a look at the order book. We do have VJ from Pine Sports with us. That's going to be an awesome conversation. He's going to be going through Pine Sports' model with a couple games that we've talked about previously to tell us if my leans throughout the week are bearing out with their model. We'll take a look at which markets in the NFL have fluctuated the most since Monday. And of course, Alex is here to talk about how the Philadelphia Phillies are ruining my life. Except today.
So far.
Alex has made 2 trades on the Phillies so far, right? They are to win and -1.5, correct?
Correct.
All right.
And these are real bets placed in Pennsylvania for real dollars.
So why? First and foremost, this is the Phillies team that's been absolutely collapsing the last week and a half plus. But you text me this morning and you said you are riding with this team to the end. Where is that confidence coming from?
Are we 156 games in?
Yeah, here's the market. Yeah, here's the market now.
There's the market. So we're 156 games in, 57 at this point. And why would we give up now? This is the third highest.
Because we're Philadelphia sports fans.
I know. But there's something about watching I can't look away. And you know what? They're playing the National. There's like 7 people there. They're going to win this series. They're going to bring out the brooms. They're going to, oh no, Dominguez.
There might legitimately be 7 people at Nationals Park. It is 5-1 Phillies now in the bottom of the 9th. So what are our markets selling at right now, Alex?
So I'm in New Jersey. I can't use this. I can't actually
you're
trade.
Stuck right now.
I'm stuck. The Phillies are selling at 96.5. No, the Phillies -1.5 is selling at 98. And that's an example where I would get out. I mean, it was a big bet for me, 10 times bigger than what I usually do, because I was really feeling the Phillies this morning. I don't know why. But I could take 98% of my money off the table. I would do that.
Okay,
this team.
So why? Why trade out to save $2 per contract when it's 5-1 in the bottom of the 9th?
Because Sir Anthony Dominguez is pitching.
That's the only reason.
I mean, and Luke Voigt is not good at baseball anymore, so I don't know. But like, here, what is the upside for? Okay, so now, so it's back. It's moving around 98-ish. It's selling at 98. So what am I saving? $2 times 10 is what so $20. I'll give somebody the $20. I'll pay you the $20.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
For the alternative is you could sell for 98 or you can get 0.
Right.
On the off chance that they blow the save, right? That's the difference on Sport Trade is that you're able to do that.
100%. I might sell all of it out and then buy one of the Nationals +1.5 at like $2 and just let that ride. Just because now it's a real emotional hedge.
2 games today, playing a doubleheader. Hopefully, weather a factor. It's currently raining in DC. You're going to pull the trigger similarly for game 2?
Same exact thing.
Same exact thing.
Just going to find the best price.
Where is this confidence? You've watched this team. Where is this confidence even coming from? I don't understand.
You just got to pick your moment to buy the dip. You know, it'd be really cool when we have futures, when Sport Trade has futures. How fun would this be? Phillies to make the playoffs right now and the Milwaukee Brewers to make the playoffs. Because you said that the Brewers lost in a walk-off grand slam last night. How crazy would that have moved the market? On that. So I'm really excited about that.
I think like 10 days ago, the Phillies were like 80% to make the playoffs, right? So let's say hypothetically in that futures market, they're trading at $80. Now today, you're down like $30.
Right. It's probably 50-50. I'd say it's probably 60 now because the Milwaukee lost last night. They're going to win later today, of course.
Of course.
Book it.
Yeah, let's just pencil that in.
Pencil it in with an eraser, though, on the back of the pencil, just in case. So, yeah, I mean, that's I do not usually bet big on the Phillies. I always bet on the Phillies, unfortunately. Always bet on the Eagles, usually. But, yeah, it looks like it's going to work out.
Amy says buy the dip. That's what Alex is doing. A lot of opportunities to buy the dip in the NFL slate. Week 4 coming your way after last night's game between the Dolphins and the Bengals. So take a look at the market fluctuation on Sport Trade. You're looking at current prices to your left and the change in that price since Monday. Jets and Steelers has been an interesting market because both teams are actually down. The Jets now at 37.50, the Steelers at 63.50. The Falcons and Browns, that has stabilized, I guess, the last about 36 hours. But overall, the Falcons up $4.50 since open. The Browns down $4.50 since open. This is the most interesting one on the slate to me. Bucks and Chiefs. This game going to be played in Tampa, and I imagine because, Alex, there was some indecision because of the weather as to where this game is going to be played that has really flipped the market. The Bucks are up $7 since Monday and are now actually favored to win at $51 per contract against Kansas City, who now will go down to Tampa Bay. They're down $7 overall. So that market, Bucks 51, Chiefs 50. And then Lions and Seahawks, this actually surprised me. I think the Seahawks are the worst team in the NFL. They lost to Atlanta somewhat convincingly, I thought, if you actually watched the game last week at home. They were up $7.50 this week. They went from $30 a contract to win to $37.50. The Lions, who have looked really good, now they gave a game back at home on the road against Minneapolis last week, but down $8 to $63.50. Anything on that screen surprise you?
Well, I think as someone that is a fairly square sports bettor as myself, I look at the Chiefs, I look at the way the Bucks played the Packers last week and thought, okay, at 57, that's maybe too much for the Chiefs money line. But now Chiefs to win's down at 50. And I don't know. I feel like that's worth something. It's a high-powered offense. It's not like a big player is not going to play.
Bucks expected to get Mike Evans is back from suspension. And Chris Godwin might play. I don't think we know for a fact. But those three things there are what I can assume is what has moved the market. But I'm still a little surprised that we've seen that much movement. Okay, so let's bring in here VJ Dewan from Pine Sports. Unfortunately, because we're going to pull back the kimono a little bit here on the live stream, because unfortunately I can't crop VJ's face in from Google Meets. You will hear VJ's voice, but unfortunately, VJ, we're not going to be able to hear you. So I apologize for that. But how are you, my friend?
No problem. Doing well.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got a couple of markets yeah, absolutely. Well, we're super excited. I guess now let's talk about it. We're going to be hearing from Pine Sports, VJ and Katie from Pine Sports every Friday on Market Movers. So we're going to be going through some of their modeling every Friday to make sure that you are set up as you go into the trading weekend the best possible way to make sure that you can leverage their information to make money on Sport Trade. We've got some really interesting games, VJ. Let's start with the Falcons and the Browns, the over 48.5. And if you've been watching us throughout the week, I've been all over this. It's currently priced at 48.50 to the over. Both teams, VJ, have offenses within the top half of the NFL in DVOA and are both in the bottom third of the league in defense. So I love the over. What are the models telling you?
So I'm just going to go right into the data. So I'm going to filter. So we're looking at Atlanta and Cleveland. I'm going to look at their games this year, and we'll just see how they've done in the past. And when I was looking at them earlier today, they've been in high scoring games. So let's just look at total score and group by team. So if you see Atlanta week 1, 53-50,
Mm-hmm.
week 2, total score 61-58. Week 3, a little bit lower, 50-46, but we're looking at over 50 for both teams in 5 out of 6 games.
Wow.
So that makes me think, the over's looking pretty good. And we can break that up a little more. We can look at their score and their opponent's score, and kind of just break it up even further. And I'm just going to go for this season and just look at their averages. So on average, you can see Atlanta's been scoring about 26 and a third, and they've had 27 scored against them. So that's, again, we're looking at, 25 would be, if you double that, you get 50. So, and Cleveland has just been a scoring beast at 28 and a third. Their opponents have been scoring 24, a little bit under, but given this, I really like the over here. I just think they've been in 5 out of the last 6 games have been super high scoring. Both of them themselves have been averaging more than 25 points a game themselves. So I tend to agree with you looking at the data here that the over's looking pretty good.
We're having a little trouble, VJ, seeing the graphs themselves, so I'm actually going to attempt here. We'll keep going with you, but I'm going to try to crop your face in here so we can actually see your face. But let's continue on here. Jags plus 6.5 against the Eagles. That's priced at 55. Obviously, I love the Birds. I'm all Birds all the time. But Jacksonville's presented a pretty strong defense early on here against really good competition. Professional defense, at times very physical. Road games, though, really difficult. You've got the emotional aspect of Doug Peterson coming back to Philadelphia. I like the 6.5. What does the model say?
So I built an AI model. I'm not sure if you're able to see my screen. And let me see if I can just try to stop and then share.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with that.
Are you able to see it now?
Well, maybe if I click on the right thing. I think that'll be a little better.
Okay, great. So I built a model using Pine. I took the last 6 games as a rolling average, and one thing with Jacksonville is they're a much different team this year than they were last year. So, looking at the last 3 games, I think we're gonna see a little bit different. But the model right now does like Philly against the spread, slightly. But given that Jacksonville is such a different team this season, I think if we dig into the data, we're probably going to see it a lot closer. And as I showed you before, Jacksonville is, much, much better this season. Philly is actually great both on the offense and defensive side. So, I think this is going to be a close call. Mm-hmm. Personally, my lean is Philly, but I can see how
Philly minus 6.5.
Minus 6.5.
Okay.
I think that
Which
would
we
be
have
my
at 51 and Prod. So he's just like, so you like minus 6, but how much do you like it? Like your model says what exactly?
My model has it at 53.
Real quick, we're gonna break in here real quick, VJ, because the situation is unfolding in DC. It is 5-1 Phillies, bottom of the 9th, 1 out. But the Nationals have now loaded the bases against Sir Anthony Dominguez. So we just talked, Alex, about
selling at 98.
Selling at 98. So what is it trading at right now? It's trading at 85.5. So if you would have held, you've now lost $14 in a huge moment right now. Victor Robles on at the dish.
But
how many outs? How many outs do we have?
One out. Bases loaded.
But not only selling out at 98, but as I said, buying Washington plus 1.5 at $2.
Yeah.
Because you've already 6 extra money by now. This is why. It's exactly. You asked me why.
This is why.
Here's why.
Count is now 1-1 after a 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Sir Anthony. This Phillies bullpen has really been atrocious. You were saying no Brogdon, like no whammy back in the 80s, right? Like we just don't want to see Connor Brogdon at all. There's so many guys out. Like Brad Hand hasn't pitched in forever. Dave Robertson's like not even available today.
This game is forget the spread. This game is now.
Oh, Sir Anthony, 100-mile-an-hour fastball to blow him away. Now 2 out, bases are loaded.
And another cool thing about Sport Trade, then we'll get back to VJ.
Yes,
there's still a price. You could still trade right now on Sport Trade. I guarantee you go to any other app in New Jersey, any other one. Some of them won't even have the game. The other ones are going to be locked out. And you could literally trade the total, the spread, the money line right now on Sport Trade.
So the money bar not updating here. So let me replug the phone in, and then we should be able to.
It's at 91. That's right.
Yes, I'm just making sure on the live stream
screen,
that we're actually seeing it. So let's go back in. If you want to try to pull that back up here. Here we go. I mean, these are high leverage moments, and as Alex said, you can trade them constantly on Sport Trade. There we go. So now your position's up 34.50 with Cesar Hernandez, former Philly great, by the way, Cesar Hernandez, up at the dish now. Huge moment, 1-0 count. Our position's up $35 here in the waning moments of Game 1 between the Phillies and the Nationals.
And again, if you would have bought in on Nationals plus 1.5 at $2, you could now sell them at 6 before they were 12. So that's the sort of micro stuff. And VJ, we were talking before we went on air, he was kind of been doing that for football as well. But we were talking about Eagles minus 6.5, and you like them.
Yeah.
But how much does the model like them? Like, is it a buy at 51? What if the price is 53? How much do you like Eagles minus 6.5?
I like them at 53. I think above 53, it's no good based on my model.
So 51, you love it.
51, I like it.
Okay.
I'll put $10 down right now, and there's another one where I'm going to put a little more money on. We're going to talk about LA, San Francisco later, but I like that one a little bit better.
So I'm sorry, I'm monitoring the game. You liked it at 51, not at 53?
No, he likes up to
53 is
53.
the cutoff.
I see.
Yeah, up
I
to
see. Okay.
53.
Okay.
His buy rating is 53.
Gotcha. So potentially some limit order action going on there if things break a certain way.
Yep.
Bottom of the ninth,
That's
2-2,
right. Yep.
2 outs, bases loaded here.
Right here, while you're doing that, I'm going to run my model at 3 games back instead of 6, and see if that changes things, because that'll give me a fresh Jacksonville. It's probably going to be less accurate because usually showing more games is better. But given where Jacksonville is, I'll run it and let you know what the model thinks looking 3 games back.
Okay. So now we're in a moment of volatility here on the app. The rain is pouring down in Washington D.C.
Does it get any better than this?
They just showed a close up of Sir Anthony, and there is water just coming down from his brim.
Just throw
2-2. Here's the pitch. Outside. Oh, full count. Full count.
That is unbelievable.
Full count. Bottom of the ninth.
Geez.
It's
2 out.
5-1. Cesar Hernandez at the dish against Sir Anthony Dominguez. It doesn't get more high leverage than this, especially if you're trading this on Sports Trade right now. Oh boy. Alex, here's the pitch.
This is
Fouled off. Of course.
He's fouled.
Of course, fouled off.
He's fighting.
It's fouled off. This is a great at bat. Really great at bat from Cesar. How do you feel right now? You're hanging in the breeze right now.
I'm
Unable to trade out.
I'm almost hoping like a home run's better than a double, because if this game goes to
That's
extras,
true.
I can still win. And because of the man on second now, you can win by 2, 3, 4 runs in overtime.
Just as a reminder, Alex has the to win, another foul ball, has the Phillies to win and the Phillies -1.5. So a grand slam here does him no good. Does nobody any good.
The double really kills me because
You keep the inning going, keep the rally going.
Right.
We are definitely going to get back to VJ. This is just happening live.
And by the way,
high
VJ just
leverage
made a
moment.
live trade. He's saying he's going to buy
Yes.
Eagles -6.5 versus Jags at 51. And
Oh my God! Third straight foul ball.
17th.
VJ's sitting there behind the veil, going like, "Guys, what the hell's going on?" I came on here to talk about the markets on Pine Sports. This has just been an unbelievable at bat.
To be fair, like if it was my normal bet, I wouldn't be starting this. But I sent you a picture this morning.
You did.
My biggest Phillies bet of the year and the biggest Phillies spread bet of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm in New Jersey. I can't do anything. I would literally have to kayak over the Delaware River.
Oh, up the middle, Bryson Stott fields it and throws
Did
him
he stay
out.
on
That's
the base?
the game.
Did he stay on the base?
Wow. What a play by Bryson Stott. And Alex wipes his brow. What a play. Barely gets Cesar
Going
Hernandez
right
at first.
into the afternoon game if they play it.
If they play, some questions whether or not the weather's going to hold out for both these teams. Now, if they are delayed or they don't play, rather.
Does he keep his foot on the base here?
Oh, yeah. He's out. That's game.
Yep.
Congratulations to Alex
Yep.
on a big win. Wow, what a sweat.
That was fun.
That was fun. And guess what? You ended up making your extra $2.
Yep.
Okay, VJ, we're back. Wow.
That was great. That was that sweat worth the $2? Would you have still traded out at 98?
I would have, and I told you what I would have done. Sold out at 98 and then bought the other side at 2, and that would have been trading 10.
That
and
would have been a fun few minutes. Then.
And that's what we've seen already on Sports Trade. We've already seen there was a customer last night that was trading the total that hit total of under 47 hit as high as like 94 last night. At some point, obviously, game finished under, and somebody switched over, sold out, and then bought the over at like $6. So we've seen that kind of get me out, and now I also want the other side too. So we'll go back to VJ because I want to see what this next trade is. We already have Eagles -6.5 at 50.
Well, I quickly ran the model doing a 3 games back, and it still likes the Eagles, but at 51% now.
Okay.
So it dropped 2 percentage points.
But you're still getting it at 51, right? Which is the price that you want.
Yeah,
flat
that's
value.
right.
Maybe,
so my
maybe
model
a limit order at
and the
50 and a
sport
half.
trade line agrees. So it likes Jacksonville better, just looking at the last 3 games, but still likes Philly against the spread at 51.
I'm in on the Jags to win at 29, not because I think they're going to win, because I think it's going to be a really competitive football game. So my plan going in is to buy them early. We'll see who gets the ball first. Nick Sirianni historically likes to defer, so I'm anticipating the Jags get the ball first, regardless what happens with the coin toss. If they're able to put up some points, whether that's a touchdown or a field goal, that creates a trading out opportunity, and then I'll buy the dip on the Eagles. Obviously, I want them to win. That's sort of how I'm approaching things, VJ.
All right. I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but I'm gonna test that a little bit.
Sure.
And just look at just their quarterly scoring.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, just by watching the games, the Eagles are scoring a lot of points in the second quarter. 24 points in the first half of the last 2 games.
But not in the second half.
0 points in the second half. They've developed a nasty habit of just sitting on the football.
But they haven't needed to do anything,
That's
so
true.
I feel like it hasn't been tested yet. I mean, a little bit in the Detroit game, but...
So here we are. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to look at Jacksonville first. Jacksonville's averaging 3 points in the first. Really good in the second. 8.6. Really good in the third, and then drops off in the fourth.
So that's a very interesting set. They're averaging 3 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you could see Philly nothing in the fourth. They're crush it in the second.
Interesting.
Well, that's one of the things that
very little the first and third, nothing in the fourth.
One of the things that concerns me about this
21 points in
game.
the second. They've been averaging.
This is Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah. One of the things that concerns me about this game, VJ and Alex, is the simple fact that Jacksonville has been playing 60 minutes every week, and the Eagles have been playing 35.
Yep.
And they sit on the ball.
Barely.
So I am a little worried about late game execution.
Yeah.
But interestingly, how many points are the Eagles scoring on average in the first quarter?
In the first quarter, less 2.3.
So
they've been crushing it in the second. 21.6, 4.6 in the third, nothing in the fourth.
So you could have 2 trades here.
Yeah.
And the 2 trades could be, you could have 3 trades here. This is a little advanced, but you have Eagles minus 6.5 at 51. You have Jags, who are now down at 28.5 to win. And then you buy the under, because these teams have combined for less than a touchdown in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And those are your 3 trades.
In the first quarter.
And then as the first quarter,
You sell out of the under.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Sell out of the under, because and then maybe you switch over because a big second quarter could be coming. Of course, past results are no indication of future performance, however, but this is a cool way to look at it, BJ, for sure. And getting a really cool look into the Pine Sports platform.
2 teams that score a ton of points regardless of the quarter. The Ravens and the Bills are meeting in Baltimore, VJ. Priced at $41.50 for the Ravens to an outright. I love that number. But we have to look at the weather, right? We're just talking about the weather in D.C. I think that's going to play a big role on Sunday. The forecast for Baltimore is 90% chance of rain on Sunday, winds that could reach 20 miles an hour. How important is that? Well, we saw that with a couple games last weekend, right? The Thursday nighter last weekend was heavily impacted by the wind. Josh Allen, though, has a bazooka for an arm. We know that. But Buffalo getting points on the road against a good Baltimore team that has maybe not a great defense, but has been able to move the ball consistently on everybody. Everyone is also hurt in the Bills secondary. So I think the Ravens do have an opportunity to win here. And at just $41.50 per contract, I don't think there's much of a reason to jump on them, considering you can always trade out, right? What does the model say?
So I'm looking at my money line model really thinks this is a lot closer than the street does. It kind of has it at 50-50.
Okay.
So it's liking Baltimore. I think what's the over under? That's another one. When the weather's this bad, you can see there might be some money on the under, or people might be overestimating.
41.50. 41.50 is the total. The over is priced at 48.5 on Sport Trade, and the under is at 52.5.
Okay.
So you're right. It's trending a little bit under from when it opened, because these lines open around 50-50 at the start of the week. So it's kind of heading a little bit under, but that's still, I guess Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your model makes Ravens what exactly?
Sorry, what?
Your model makes Ravens to as
it's about 50-50. It's really close. I think it actually does like the Baltimore Ravens at 50.1 to 51.49.
51.8
to 40.
Pine and I are like this today.
And so
Just
when
like
you're
this.
betting like that and you see a larger delta between the market and your model, do you bet slightly more when the model disagrees, or do you also temper some expectations and realize that maybe the model could be missing something if it's that far off? Like, what's your sweet spot? Like, if you look at something and something's 3 or 4% off, that's probably the sweet spot. If it's something larger, do you ever start to worry like what
so the model doesn't take it's a model, right? It doesn't can't take everything into account. So for me, it's a starting point.
Right.
I tell it what stats I like, and for this model, it is taken into account the implied odds. So that's the Vegas line. A lot of offensive stats, touchdowns, total yards, yards per play, third down conversions, fourth down conversions, time of possession, sacks, interceptions. So it's taking a lot of that, and it's aggregating that into sort of a pick for me. So it's kind of crunchy. It's like you have a friend who's phenomenal at math, crunching the numbers. Then it's up to you to kind of do the qualitative stuff yourself.
Austin Williams chiming in real quick. Sorry, VJ. The Bucs offense is going to have a coming out party against the Chiefs defense. Austin is all over Tampa.
At 51? Yes, they were 51-ish.
Okay.
And that's great.
I'm actually, that to me is a real stay away. Tampa trading at $51 to win, 56.5 at plus 2.5, and the over is, or the total rather, is 44. That game to me is a complete stay away. I have no idea what to expect from the Bucs. The Chiefs, I'm afraid of what Mahomes could do to me if I'm betting against him, trading against him. I want no parts.
My model likes Tampa Bay 54-46 here.
Okay.
It's close. It's close.
Trivia time for the two of you, Alex and VJ. Who has run the ball more this season? More rush attempts this season? The Ravens or the Bills?
Can I cheat?
No.
I have a question.
No cheating.
I could pull that up in a second.
I'm sure you could, but I'd prefer if you didn't.
I'm going to say the Ravens.
The Ravens. Okay, the Ravens usually leading the NFL in rush attempts. VJ, do you have any inkling?
I'll say Baltimore too.
It is tied. The Ravens and Bills have both rushed the ball 72 times this year, which surprised me. The Bills can't run the ball. The Ravens, one of the best teams in the league in running the ball. Okay, so your model, once again, VJ, as it pertains to Ravens-Bills, slightly on Baltimore, right?
That's right. That's right.
Our last game that we're going to take a look at is Rams-Niners. Now, when this market came out on Monday on Sport Trade, if you follow me on Twitter at Sport Trade Cube, I always tweet out the markets every Monday, little Monday morning markets, just to sort of set the table for the week. This came out Rams 45, Niners 58.5. Now, that came out after we had just watched the Niners and Broncos on Sunday Night Football and watched them absolutely suck. Like, that game was hard to watch. You have Jimmy G complaining about the Kyle Shanahan play calling and the play design. As it currently stands, you can get the Rams at 45 still. So there was a slight fluctuation. Now the Rams are right back down. I think they were up at 48 yesterday. So, VJ, this is a feel thing for me. I think the Rams, since they got smushed on opening night at home, have just looked flat out better. But what does the model tell you?
So my model, the one I built, likes the Rams, not just against the spread, but just likes the Rams
straight up
outright.
Okay,
55-45.
Wow. And
that's a big difference. Okay.
Yeah. It's and usually my model is pretty close to the line because I'm pulling in the line. But this one, it just doesn't like San Francisco for some reason.
Interesting. So new numbers here. The Rams are now trading at 46. The Niners at 54.5. That's to win straight up. On the spread, Niners 2.5 is 49.5. Rams 2.5, 51.5. And the over's low. It's 41.5. The over is trading at 54. The under at 47. VJ, what are you thinking about the total? 41.5 seems
total?
A little low, but at the same time, San Fran's been pretty bad offensively.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, but
so I'm looking at the model here. The model likes the over, but I kind of, this is where I go into explore and just want to do a quick gut check.
Sure.
So let me just go total score, and let's see where these teams are. I'm just going to do a sort.
The Pine Moderation Crew saying, "What's up?" Hello, back to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. We love what you guys do.
So let's see, San Francisco, average 28 this season. And let's see, the under is looking. Let's see what the LA Rams look like.
Okay, well, the under again at 47, so a bit of a discount.
43. The Rams are averaging 43 as their total score. So just looking at the last three games, I mean, San Francisco and LA have not been They've just not been in high scoring games. So just looking at the data, looking at the pass again, as you said, past results,
It's a starting point,
but it's a good starting point, and the numbers are so low that I like the under here.
Okay. So just to recap as we sort of wrap things up here, we have the over 48.5 between the Falcons and the Browns. We have the wrong screen. Let me pull up the right screen. There we go. We have the Eagles minus 6.5. I'm on the other side of that. I like the Jags at plus 6.5, and I'm also buying the Jags on Sport Trade at 29 to win. But your model likes 6.5, so we're head to head there. You like the Ravens slightly over the Bills at home. The Rams in what seems to be a real mispriced market by everybody to beat the 49ers straight up. And
I'm gonna put some money on the Rams right now.
Okay.
There we go. We're making a live trade.
I'm gonna make a bet as we speak.
And you know what's one of the cool things I'll say about we have two modes on the app. We have a more simple mode and we have an advanced mode. One of the cool things about advanced mode is you can see where the last trade happened. So you had said that the Rams had come down, and I agree because the last trade, which happened today, each day we start up the exchange, those get deleted, is 47.5. So it is down even today because at some point today they're at 47.5. So VJ's going to buy the Rams, you said?
This is fantastic. Yeah. How do I get advanced mode? I'm in the app right now.
So
I have the CEO of Sport Trade.
So do you see an account there?
Service rep. This is awesome.
Let's do it on this phone. Here, let's walk everybody through it. So go ahead.
So if you go to account here at the bottom right,
yep,
you'll see your account. And then if you scroll down to account preferences, you see something that says trading experience.
Of course, it's not showing up on here. So let me just reconnect real quick.
But
trading experience. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. And then
simple advanced. Got it.
So advanced gives you the two-way market. So you can kind of,
trade.
And then you see the last print. We've had a lot of people. We had a conversation with somebody on Twitter yesterday. I tweeted out one of the internal market operations, shout out to the operators here at Sport Trade who are incredible, built a tool that allows us to kind of view our own market quality. And we have this really cool charting thing, and there's some people starting to ask about it. And we'd love to put that in the app as well. So we do have a trade. Someone bought the Rams at 47.5, but VJ is going to get the best of the number. He's going to get them at 46.
Oh, man. Okay.
And
that's until I get in my car.
And you like the Rams too.
I've loved the Rams since the moment I met them.
Yeah. I mean, especially
this week.
I just don't.
Yeah, I'm buying it at 46 right now.
Perfect.
So I see sell here now that I have the two-way market, so I can sell short.
Yeah, so you could sell short at 45,
yep,
which is the same thing as buying the Niners at 55. So you'll always see 100. It'll always add up to 100, right? The inverse.
Austin
That's
back
cool.
at it. Nobody is better off a straight up loss than the GOAT, especially when Tampa Bay is getting points. Just saying.
And
that's
it just
awesome.
came through.
Austin's making his presence felt here.
And we just saw the last trade just went to 46,
there
and that
go.
was VJ. So is that one of our first in-play trades here? That's awesome.
Our first
cool.
live trade
That's
on
great.
Market Movers. Thank you, VJ.
The first of many.
This has been awesome.
By the way, one of the cool stats that happened last night, we on Sport Trade surpassed 2,000 orders placed by our customers in the first 2 weeks of being live, in the public. So
2,000 trades in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's great.
It's really, really cool.
That's great.
And we have two more than we did 10 minutes ago. Thanks to VJ.
Thanks to VJ. VJ, pop out here so people can see your face before we say goodbye. Real quick.
Okay, I'll stop.
Stop presenting. There he is. There he is. Beautiful bastard. All right, there he is. There's VJ. Thank you so much for joining us.
Guys.
Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Love to sweat the baseball game with you too. That was fun.
Man, that was. I mean, I'm perspiring, and I had no sweat on the game.
I feel like you tweeted about betting the Phillies.
I know, I did.
Okay,
I know. That's going to do it for us. Hey, this has been a great week on Market Movers. Thanks so much to VJ. Thanks so much to Alex for joining us. We're again here every day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can catch us on Twitter. You can catch us on YouTube. And you can catch us on Facebook as well. This is the show. We're going to be talking about markets as we continue to gather information, gather some stats further into the NFL season. Of course, we have basketball starting up. We have hockey starting up in a week and a half. Things are going to get pretty wild here from Studio S. That's it for the week. We will see you back here on Monday, 4 o'clock. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.